Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello guys, welcome to Vote Kids Presents India Kids Summit 2020. I have with me right now Mr. Vednarayan Sirdeshpande. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us over here. The first question being that it's a kids-oriented platform, it's a kid-centric event which we don't get to see too often in India, unfortunately. But this is like one big event where we had the biggest of people coming in, likes of you and others. So what was like the conversation over there, and what is your biggest takeaway from this event?
Yeah, I think you meet like-minded people who are doing work in the kid space. I think that's the starting point. We don't have these kind of forums that are dedicated to people who are doing work in the kids area, right? So you happen to meet not only advertisers but partners, potential partners, other groups that are doing small sort of work around kids, etc. So I think it's a good congregation of people from varied backgrounds and the opportunity to network and as well as seek opportunities to do more in the kid space.
Yes, sir. This particular kid space that we are talking and dealing about, this has seen a rise in the last 5 to 6 years, phenomenal rise compared to what we had seen, say, in the early 2000s. So what do you think has been the biggest reason behind this factor?
Yeah, I think it's the rising awareness of kids themselves, right? So kids today are much smarter, are self-aware, have a worldview, and once that happens, and they have a larger aspect of pester power. So if that happens, I think that translates to their presence as a consumer set. And if that happens and if that keeps growing, everyone has to kind of open their eyes and see the opportunity.
So there's something that you and your team in particular in Discovery that they have done very finely is the fact that getting cinematic content into animation. Like we have seen the success of Singham. Recently we saw the success of Fukre Boys. So kids have loved it, and the most fascinating part is that it's not just kids, even adults like us who have seen and who miss animation probably. So what do you have to say regarding the brainstorming that goes behind all this?
So I think we are, as an organization, we are very open to creatively collaborate. So that's the first point of saying why not create something on our own, and why are we partnering with someone else and leveraging an IP is purely because as an organization we are collaborators, right? So when the opportunity to develop something which has immediate relatability. So if you look at Singham as a movie franchise, is extremely relatable to parents, to adults, and that relatability is very important in today's world. So how do you create that immediate relatability when you're creating your IPs, and leveraging that aspect when you do your kids content is very crucial. Similarly with Fukre, it's a very successful franchise. How do we collaborate with our production partners to then create a miniature version of Fukre that appeals and is relatable to kids is crucial. So I think it's important to look at that aspect of relatability, immediate scalability, and the aspect that it could be a hit when you launch, because on the box office they're all big hits.
Absolutely. And so lastly, before we wrap up, where do you see the kids economy going in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I think there's a sufficient room to grow, I would say, because the kids category is indexed into food and beverages, indexed in content, indexed in areas like apparel, but I think largely there's a huge room to grow from an experiential standpoint, huge room to grow from a licensing and merchandising standpoint. So I think there's enough headroom for the kids category to grow. There are certain green shoots that you've seen, but I think there's immense potential for the kids economy to grow further.
I hope your lovely insight helps us all forward. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to us, and I wish that you have a great time going forward. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure, sir.